Hello students, I'm Shukla Choudhury and here I am once again to help you out with Julius Caesar Act 3. Now this video contains the key points, the themes, and at the end of each scene you will find the important questions that you need to prepare. By this time you must have prepared or you must have seen my videos on Julius Caesar Act 1 and Act 2. I tell you why it's important. Because the structure of Shakespeare's drama is such that Act 1 is basically an introduction. Act 2, the plot development. And today we are at Act 3, which is the peak of this pyramid. So if by chance you haven't yet seen my videos on Julius Caesar Act 1, Act 2, so you can check out the link over there, go through those videos and then you come back to Act 3. Now we start Act 3. Now it's Act 3, Scene 1. Caesar, escorted by his conspirators, and rejecting Artemidorus' warning, moves towards the Senate House. On his arrival at the capital, Metellus Cimber requests Caesar to cancel the banishment of his brother. Even Brutus implores him to do so, but Caesar refuses to revoke his banishment. All of a sudden, Casca stabs Caesar, and then several other conspirators stab him. When Brutus stabs Caesar, he's shocked and falls down with this famous line, "Et tu, Brute?" means, "You too, Brutus?" Caesar dies. The senators and people retire in confusion. Cinna, one of the conspirators, shouts, "Liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead." Brutus tells the conspirators about the urgency to explain to the public about the motive of their murderous deed. At this moment, Mark Antony arrives and expresses his grief at the sad death of Caesar and asks the conspirators to kill him also. Brutus, however, explains that they are not murderers and they have murdered Caesar to save Rome from his tyranny and oppression. Mark Antony pretends to be satisfied with their explanation and asks Brutus to allow him to make a funeral speech. Though Cassius protests, Brutus agrees, on the condition that he will not speak against them and he will speak from the same platform after his speech is over. All the conspirators leave except Antony. Antony now expresses his grief and is angry at this cold-blooded murder of his friend Julius Caesar. He prophesies that a curse shall fall upon the conspirators, a civil war will break out, and there shall be deaths and destruction all around. The messenger of Octavius Caesar arrives at the end of this scene, and Mark Antony tells him about the tragedy. Now for the important questions from Act 3, Scene 1. Question number 1. Artemidorus' note could not save Caesar. Why? Question number 2. Who took away whom and why? Question number 3. What did Cassius fear? Question number 4. What was the role of petition in Caesar's assassination? Question number 5. What was the agreement between Antony and the conspirators? Question number 6. What was Antony's inward resolve? Now let's come to Act 3, Scene 2. The key lines. Brutus and Cassius appear at the forum amidst angry and excited Roman citizens who were eager to know why Caesar was murdered. Brutus addresses the mob and tries to explain the reason for Caesar's murder in a very logical manner. People listen to him because he was a respected and noble Roman. He tells the mob that he loved Caesar, but he loved Rome more than Caesar. Caesar was murdered because he was ambitious and wanted to become a dictator and keep the Roman citizen as his slaves. Being a philosopher by nature, he gives his arguments philosophically and fails to understand the psychology of mob. He makes no passionate gesture and was too rational for the mob. For the time being, the Roman citizens are convinced with Brutus' argument. But as soon as Mark Antony enters with Caesar's dead body and starts his speech using irony, satire, pathetic tone and sarcasm, the mob psychology changes. Mark Antony convinced the mob that Caesar was not ambitious, otherwise he would not have refused the crown. He tells the mob that Caesar was very kind and loved his people. He left a will in which he has given many things to the people. In a pathetic tone, in order to win the sympathy of the mob, Antony points out to the wounds in Caesar's body by the conspirators and calls them traitors. The Roman citizens are swayed by Mark Antony's speech and they get agitated to punish the conspirators. Caesar's nephew Octavius Caesar arrives in Rome and the conspirators run away from Rome to save their lives. The only important question here you need to prepare is the difference and the effect of funeral speeches given by Brutus and Antony. And the last scene is a very short one, Act 3, Scene 3. This scene opens in a street where the angry citizen comes across a man named Cinna. He is a poet, but is mistaken for Cinna the conspirator. Cinna the poet explains to them he is a poet and not a conspirator, but the mob kills him. This scene depicts the irrational nature of the mob fury. So that was Act 3, Julius Caesar. I tried my best to make things easy for you, to make you understand, and would expect a like and subscription. That's all for today, and take care. See you soon with Act 4.